Well, good afternoon and happy Saturday to you. I know I'm like 13 minutes over or past the time of my starting. Please forgive me. Got some work being done here at the house, and so I had to run right down and excuse myself in order to do my Saturday afternoon inspiration. But hey, I'm Dr. Preston Winfrey, and what a great joy and what a delight it is for me to have to address you another Saturday, another day, a beautiful day that the Lord has made, and I'm rejoicing. I'm glad in it. I'm so glad about it. How are you? I hope and I pray that you and your family are all doing well. And I hope that you've had a great week. I hope that your Valentine's Day went well. Mine did. Had a fantastic time. Had the opportunity to see an old acquaintance, an old friend that we've not seen in a number of years, and my dear friend Marjorie. And what a delight it was to have been able to see her and to share with her in fellowship along with the wife. And it was just a great time that we've had. And so we're back here, and I'm thankful for life, health, strength, the activity of my limbs. I know my name, and I know what today is, and so I have so much for which to be thankful for. And I trust and pray that you too are thankful. Are you thankful? Are you blessing the Lord every opportunity you get? Are you grateful for one more day? Are you thankful that you're still here? You know, things could be so much worse. And you say, yeah, but things could be so much better. Well, guess what? If we could make things better, we certainly would do it. But since we can't, we just do what we can. Which takes me into our subject for today. And my subject is, don't sweat the small stuff. Whew. Right? You know, when I think about sweating the small stuff, what are we saying in essence? We're saying don't get bent out of shape concerning things that you have no control over, no say-so over. You know, take something as simple as the weather. Don't you hear people complaining, oh, it's miserable outside? If it's that miserable, maybe you want to reconsider going outside. You know, why go out? Stay inside and make life a little easier for yourself. Don't go outside. Just stay inside, find something to do. But, you know, generally when people complain, they'll complain about everything and anything. You know, complain, oh, I'm tired of being inside. Well, go outside. I don't want to go outside. Well, what do you want to do? Why don't you just stick one foot outside and keep one foot inside? That's crazy. That don't make sense. Well, they'll complain about that too. So I'm saying today, don't sweat the small stuff. A lot of things that we get bent out of shape about, and you know we do, right? You know, if it's the weather, if it's politics, if it's health, if it's not having enough money to pay for all the stuff I've been ordering on, you know, from these various companies and the like. You know, so we're gonna find something to complain about. The food is not good. Don't like the restaurant. Don't like my church to go to. Pastor can't preach, the deacons can't pray, the choirs can't sing. And we just complain, we complain, and we complain. And so you ask sometimes the person, well, what would you do differently? Well, I don't know. I wouldn't do anything different. You know, think about sometimes with choirs, how they will try, and choirs and other ministries in the church sometimes, something as simple as selecting a color. Who wants blue? Ooh, I go for the blue. I don't like blue. I don't look good in blue. Okay, let's wear green. Oh, green, no, I don't want this. That's depressing. Red. I'm sick of red and black, and I don't want black and white. What colors do you want? Oh, it don't matter. Whatever you come up with will be fine. Why do we sweat small things? I mean, save your perspiration for the larger items, those things that really need the muscle. So what in your life are you sweating about? What is it that keeps you awake at night? What is it that keeps you tense and wound up? What is it that keeps you going in circles? What is it that causes you pain, make you cry? What is it that keeps you running back and forth from doctor to doctor trying to figure out what's wrong with me? What is it where you can't find a happy medium? Are you sweating the small things? Are you sweating the small things of people who don't care for you, people who's talking about you? You know, sometimes we just put our ears to the ground to see where people are and listening on walls, you know, and trying to figure out what they're saying and who said this. And you know, nowadays you don't even have to look for it. People will find you and tell you, well, you know, so-and-so don't like you, and so-and-so don't like this, and so-and-so don't. Listen, you can become a nervous wreck worrying about things you have no say-so over. And you have to really learn how to hear and not hear. In other words, maybe put a tubing in so that when it comes in one ear, it can just go out the other. Don't even allow that tube to go around your brain and say, I'm not going to process that. I'm not going to take it in because I don't need it. That's not for me, right? You have to take charge of what you permit to come in your mind and in your heart and in your spirit. You know, you have to determine what's good for me and what's bad for me. You also have to determine who's good for me and who's bad for me, because there are a lot of toxic people in life. If given the opportunity, they will have you so filled with toxins, and then they will walk off and leave you there spoiling in toxic waste. And so you have to know how to put shields up. Now, you know, you can pray and say, oh Lord, just help me and keep me safe from all these people. But listen, some of us are so nosy, so eager to know what everybody else is saying. And you know, sometimes it's not so much what they are saying. Maybe it might be the one who's bringing the news. It has been said over the years that a dog that brings a bone will carry a bone. So you have to be careful. You have to be mindful of who's bringing you information. And so you have to pay attention and say, wait a minute, not today. You know, that needs to become a part of your vocabulary. Say, no, not today. I'm so thankful for call waiting and for caller ID, because there's times when I may have time to listen, and then there comes a time when I can look at that caller ID and say, no, not today. You know, if they try tomorrow, not today. And I have to kind of make up in my mind, because I know how things impact me. And so you want to be careful what you allow to come into your inner circle. And sometimes it's things, sometimes it's people. Everything that may be good may not be good for me. And the same is true with you. There's a lot of good things out here in the world, and it may be good for someone else, and it may be good maybe even for the majority of folks. But do you know it's okay to be in the minority? It's okay. It's okay not to be like everyone else. It's okay to do a solo every once in a while. Never mind, you say, well, but I can't carry your tune, and who cares? If it's your song, you sing your song. And if they don't want to hear it, they don't want to listen, don't stop singing your song. Never abort your plan. If it's a good plan, you've taken the time to do the footwork on it, then I would say stick with it and don't quit it. You have to have a made up mind. And now sometimes the masses of people can say, we don't think that's a good idea. But how many times have you aborted your plan and later on discovered, man, I was almost there. Just a few more feet and I would have been there. And what did I do? I ended up listening to people, and I turned around and went back. And when I went back and then discovered that I was going in the right direction, and I shared with the people, hey, I was almost there. They said, oh, well, if it was me, I would have just kept going. Well, people can always play doctor and professional at your expense. And so you want to make sure that you do your homework, and you want to make sure that you are solid in your thinking. And when you can think right, then you'll be able to do right. But sometimes we just topsy-turvy, whatever comes to mind. Okay, well, I guess I'll go this way. And you want to be careful about going with every wind that blow your way, because the wind can blow you in so many different directions. It's almost like taking a box of feathers and putting it in the center of an intersection. You dump that box out on a windy day, and where the feathers are going to go? Are they going to go in a single file? I don't think so. They will be all over the place. And sometimes that's how we can be, just all over the place. So I want to say today, don't sweat the small stuff. Do what you know to do. Do right, even if no one is looking at you. Do what is right. Think what is right. Listen, don't just be so quick to follow behind people. You may need to check and make sure that whoever you're following, they're going in the right direction. And if where you are headed is not where you want to be, then have the courage and the discipline to say, I'm not going. I'm not going to do it. And sometimes when it appears that you are all alone and by yourself, sometimes that is the very time when you can do your greater good. And so sometimes you just have to learn how to trust yourself. Now, I'm going to get to the Lord in a moment, because we know if we trust in the Lord with all our heart and don't lean to our own understanding in all our ways, if we acknowledge Him, the Bible says, Proverbs 3, 5, and 6, He will direct our path. So if He's going to direct your path, why sweat the small stuff? Why sweat it? If you know and you're confident that the Lord is directing your path, then you roll with it. You go with it. Listen, don't let nobody, don't let nothing stop you. Don't let anything turn you around. And even when you find yourself becoming discouraged, and sometimes we do, because especially when it seems that I'm out here by myself, nobody is helping me, it's so hard, I'm in a struggle. But listen, struggling days, they come to an end. The very thing that you have struggled over, didn't it? You had some times, just look over your shoulders, and chances are you don't have to look very far. You have come through some things. How did you make it? Did you make it? You didn't make it on luck. You made it by the grace of God. And not only trusting in the Lord, but you had to also trust in what you knew. And so don't sweat the small stuff. If it is to be, it will happen. So I want to encourage you, don't stay up another night worrying over things, wondering how it's going to turn out. Trust the process. Know that when you're going up the mountain, you're going to have to climb. You're going to have to face debris and dust particles flying in your face, but don't worry about that. You keep pushing forward. You keep pressing your way, and eventually you're going to get to where you need to be. All righty, well listen, I think that is it for today. I want to thank you so very much for taking the time to spend with me on this afternoon. And again, I pray that the Lord will bless you, that He'll keep you, and I pray that the balance of today will be a great day for you, and that this very next moment will be the start of a brand new opportunity for you to rethink some things and to reconsider where you are. And no matter how long the distance is that you must go, one step at a time. Do not fret over how far you have to go, how much you have to do. Do what you can while you can. Take one step at a time. Don't strain yourself. Don't stress yourself out. And don't let others, you have to do like the old people do. I was, where was I? I was out, and here was an older woman. I was holding the door for her because I wanted to be courteous, and I told her, I said, take your time, and she just continued to walk. She had a little cane, and once she reached me and began to go past me, she said, thank you very much. She said, and about me rushing, I can't. And I thought, wow, how profound. How profound is that? So she had no intentions on rushing. And now, worst case scenario, had I let the door go and gone on in, she still would have made it in, but she would have come in her time. And so I say to you today, take your time. Think about where you're going. Pay attention to the signs. Pay attention to what's ahead of you. Don't let people push you into anything that you don't want to be into. Don't let people convince you to be a certain way when you know you should be a different way. Be who you are and not who you are not. Find out who you were meant to be and what you were meant to do. Do it. Find out what your assignment is. Do it. You can't share your plans and your thoughts with everyone, because there are those, when they find out what your plan is, they may try and block you. Sometimes on general principles, sometimes because they're just haters. And then sometimes because they don't understand what you're up against and where you need to be. But if you know where you need to be, and you know what you need to be doing, and you know the way you should be, then go ahead and do it, and the Lord will be with you. The one who died for you on the cross, gave his life on Calvary, stayed in the grave, but on the third day got up with all power in his hand, and one day he's coming back again. So this is Dr. Winfrey saying I love you. Have a great, great rest of Saturday. Be of good courage. Don't sweat the small stuff. Link up with those who can help you, and the God of peace will be with you. Have a pleasant rest of the day. And don't forget, go to church tomorrow. God bless you and thank you.